Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. Oh, my goodness. I didn't expect to be stood here this evening. Nice to see you all.
Joanne, when you accepted, you talked about the responsibility of this role. Can you talk about what you did to prepare and how it felt for you emotionally to play this very difficult material?
Yeah, of course. It was fortunate that previously in my career I've played roles of, that have centred around a very sensitive subject matter before, and in all of those situations I've always felt the same emotion when I first found out about the storyline, that this is a big responsibility because, yes, it's a fictional character, but at the same time, there may be people watching at home that have been through similar experiences, and my worst fear as an actress would be for those people to watch something I do and feel that it wasn't honest. And that I hadn't worked my hardest. So that's the sort of mindset I go into something like that with, which I think is actually quite a positive thing. I think it's a good thing to be challenged, and I think everybody works better under that little bit of pressure. So yeah, I did feel this huge responsibility, and I did a lot of research into victims of rape, but also to do with women in that time period and what it would have meant. Because my first reaction when I read the story was, I really want her to tell Bates. I really want her to tell her husband what she's been through. And, I had a long chat with our historical advisor, Alistair Bruce, who explained to me, again, to remember the time period we're in and remember that women, of a working class background didn't really have any rights. Their rights were based on their reputation. If they lose their reputation, they lose everything. They lose their career, they lose their family, they lose their position, they lose their job. So it was also getting my head around what it meant for a working class woman in those times in the 1920s. Thank you.
Hi, Joanne.
Hi.
I wanted to ask, you seem to allude to, when you, in your acceptance speech, someone who inspired you, who reached out to you, related to the storyline you were just talking about. Could you tell us some more about this person and how they inspired you?
Oh, well, I was actually speaking about a lady that wrote to me who is a survivor of rape after the storyline aired. A lady I've never met, and I was honoured to receive a small number of letters from women that have been survivors of rape. And as I said, this one woman summed up the feelings of all the letters very succinctly by saying that she felt, she just wanted to be heard in some way, and that's why she wrote to me, and she felt that she connected with my character's journey, and that they are probably the most special letters I've ever received in my life. It's incredibly touching for me to feel like these women were able to be so candid with me and trust me with their stories. So that makes it's something very different and something very removed and extra from what I usually do for a living.
Hi.
Hi.
Tell us about a little bit of the faith of Anna right now, because she's been through a lot. We all suffer a lot with her.
Yeah.
And she had a silver lining.
Yes.
This last episode. But should we expect to see a little bit of happiness in hers and Bates' life?
Well, yeah, I think obviously I know the first episode of season 5 aired in the States on Sunday last week, and certainly Anna and Bates start season 5 in a period of more positivity. In terms of timescale, there's been a year between Anna's attack and where we pick them up in season 5. So they're trying to heal, and they're trying to find that space to move forward with their lives. But of course, it's not going to disappear what's happened to her, what's happened to their relationship. So it is, an ongoing journey, and the subject of Mr. Green is brought back to them, unfortunately, and it's something they can't really move away from. So it does, span out through season 5 as well, which I think is fitting, because it's not an incident that can happen and then everything's fine. It's something that's going to stay with you for life, and it is something that will stay with them for life.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. This way. Thank you so much.